over the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, the 5-game horrible losing streak is over as the Hawks return home to the Madhouse on Madison, beating the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 after having their most embarrassing game of the season at Wrigley Field. This was a much needed bounce back game for your Chicago Blackhawks against their original 6 rival, Montreal Canadiens. The Hawks came home to the United Center and put on an effort we haven't seen in several weeks. That was a good all-around team effort in this one. Making his NHL debut tonight was number 28, Colton Dach. And well, he came and showed. He played phenomenal tonight. He was out there laying the body, getting the puck on net, helping the Hawks create offense when needed. Colton was a good addition to call up to make his NHL debut a day before his 22nd birthday and against his brother, former Blackhawk, Kirby Dach. Colton was phenomenal tonight. The Hawks played great. Arvid Soderblom between the pipes, facing 40 shots, making 38 saves in this one. Soderblom had a good bounce back game between the pipes. This was an all-around team effort win by your Chicago Blackhawks. Face-off percentage, 50-50. Power play, Hawks went 1 for 4, Montreal went 1 for 3. Shots per period, 11-11 in the first period, 19-8 in favor for Montreal in the second, 10-7 in favor for Montreal in the third. Total shots on goal, 40-26 in favor for Montreal. Arvid Soderblom stood on his head tonight. This was a goalie win and also a team win. A much needed victory for the Chicago Blackhawks after playing embarrassing hockey for the last 3 games in a row, getting blown out in all those. This was a much needed Hawks win, and they go in and do it against this Montreal team. This was a heavy hitting game, a lot of aggressive hockey. You saw hits 25-25 to 20 in favor for Montreal. I do want to read off one stat by one player though, who didn't get on the score sheet, however, but he did produce. I said Colton Dach in his NHL debut, he came out playing, generating offense. He had 5 shots on goal, and he had a total of 5 hits in this one. He was great for the Chicago Blackhawks out there tonight. So let's get into the game summary, shall we? In the first period, the Hawks, they come out buzzing. An early penalty, 2 penalties, in fact, were called at 3:21 on the 5-on-3 power play. Scored by number 59, Tyler Bertuzzi, his 13th of the season, assisted by number 86, Teuvo Teravainen, and number 98, Connor Bedard, to make it a 1-0 game for your Chicago Blackhawks. This was a great pass from Bedard over to Teravainen for Teuvo with a beautiful sauce pass to Bert to bury it on the 5-on-3 power play to get the Hawks on the board 3 minutes and 21 seconds into play. This was a good start. Hawks needed a fast start after playing terrible in Wrigley Field. This was a good, much needed start for the Chicago Blackhawk team. Hawks were battling, getting some chances. Colton Dach nearly scored off a couple of chances. Hawks nearly had could have had a 3-0 lead, but it remains 1-1. And well, at 18:24 in the first period, Cole Caulfield of Montreal scores his 20th of the season, assisted by Matheson and Suzuki to make it a 1-1 game. Hawks don't finish out the first period strong. Montreal gets some momentum. They were buzzing, getting some chances off. And while Caulfield was able to make the Hawks pay with his 20th of the season. We go into the second period tied at 1 apiece. Into the second period of play, the Hawks weren't playing the strongest game. Montreal was buzzing and peppering Soderblom. Soderblom playing strong. Hawks, however, go up the rush about midway through the period at 7:05 in the second period. Scored by number 17, Nick Foligno. His first of the night, 9th of the season, assisted by number 44, Wyatt Kaiser, and number 16, Jason Dickinson. Dickinson gets the play all started for the Hawks. He was battling, buzzing, getting us in the zone. Dickinson gets it up to Kaiser, and Kaiser shoots it. And Foligno redirects it past Montembeau to make it a 1-goal lead back for your Chicago Blackhawks. Much needed effort for the Hawks. And well, it remained 2-1 after 2. Hawks were, though, stuck on their heels a lot at the end of the period. Draw a penalty. Montreal goes to the power play into the third period of play from a delayed penalty at the end of the second. Hawks kill that penalty in that third period of play. And well, the Hawks take advantage at 3:01 in the third period. Scored by number 77, Pat Maroon, his second of the season. Assisted by number 8, Ryan Donato. And number 15, Craig Smith, to make it a 3-1 Hawks lead. This pass by Donato to dish it to Maroon, who now looking for a Gordie Howe hat trick. Yes, he had a fight earlier in the game. This is his goal, and now he's on Gordie Howe hat trick watch. But a beautiful backhand sauce pass to Maroon to bury it to make it a 2-goal lead for the Blackhawks early in the third period of play. But the Hawks get into penalty trouble midway through the period, and Montreal takes advantage. At 9:45 in the third period, Heinen scores his 10th of the season off the power play, assisted by Matheson and Kirby Dach to make it a 3-2 game. Montreal gets some pressure. They battle, and Soderblom just can't make a save here because this goal was just batted right into the net. Montreal, though, has the momentum. Hawks have to kill it off. And well, at 15:51 in the third period, scored by number 17, Nick Foligno, his second of the night, 10th of the season, assisted by number 71, Taylor Hall, and number 72, Alex Vlasic, to give the Hawks their 2-goal lead right back with just 4 minutes remaining in regulation time. This was a much needed goal by Foligno. He gets the second of the game. He battles, shoves the puck in the net. Hawks lead by 2. They take Montreal pulls their goalie with 3 minutes left in the game. Foligno misses on the empty net a couple of times. Could have had a hat trick. Doesn't. But the Hawks win it 4-2 over the Montreal Canadiens. So, a much needed effort win by the Blackhawks. A much needed goalie bounce back win for the Blackhawks. And this was a much needed win, just in general, by the Chicago Blackhawks. They do it, and it felt so good to see a win finally. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on tonight's action, and thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, Hawks win! Hawks win! And let's go Hawks!